Nottingham Forest star defender on Barcelona and Real Madrid's radar. Nottingham Forest Brazilian defender Murilo Santiago dos Santos has become a standout in the Premier League and one of the top transfer targets, particularly for Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are both seeking quality defensive reinforcements. Murillo, who previously played 27 games for Corinthians in Brazil, has made 36 appearances for Nottingham Forest across the Premier League and FA Cup. This season, he has excelled with the English side, currently the league's dark horse, holding 5th place with 19 points and having played in all 11 rounds since the season began. Major European clubs have been tracking the young Brazilian defender, with Chelsea and Juventus attempting to sign him last season without success. Nottingham's Greek owner, Evangelos Marinakis, has not denied his readiness to consider any substantial offer for the player, who joined from Corinthians for around €12 million. Barcelona is particularly interested in signing a defender at coach Hansi Flick's request, though financial constraints remain a challenge, as reported by the Spanish newspaper Sport. The paper highlighted Murillo's physical strength, ability to launch attacks effectively, and adaptability as a left-back. Real Madrid is also considering him following Eder Militao's second recent cruciate ligament injury, David Alaba's continued absence, and Dani Carvajal's season-ending injury. Official response. Will Barcelona sign Erling Haaland? Barcelona's sporting director Deco has clarified the club's stance on potentially signing Norwegian star Erling Haaland, who currently plays as a striker for Manchester City. Recently, several reports suggested that Barcelona aims to sign Haaland in the coming years as they seek to strengthen their striking position. This desire stems from the fact that Robert Lewandowski, the team's 36-year-old striker, may not be able to play such a large number of games in a single season. Deco's statements on strengthening Barcelona's forward position. In a press statement, Deco said, "Signing a striker is not a priority because we must focus on this season. Of course, we need to plan for the future, but if we focus too much on the future, we lose sight of the present. We need to consider what we must do now rather than what to do in the future." He continued, "What happens this season can impact the future. My hope is that Lewandowski maintains his current form. For me, he is one of the best professionals I have ever seen, and it's no coincidence he has achieved so much at his age, scoring so many goals at 36. Deco added, "I think it's extremely difficult to find a striker like Robert today. There may be one or two at that level, perhaps Haaland or someone else, but not many are available at that caliber. However, we won't be obsessed with finding a striker right now. We'll first focus on what Lewandowski can deliver. I believe he is happy to be here." Regarding the possibility of signing Manchester City striker Haaland, Deco said, "First, we have to decide if Haaland is what we want for the future. We don't know right now, and we don't need a striker today because we have Lewandowski. When it's time to make a decision, I'll have to make it since I'm the person at the club. We'll evaluate the options, but now is not the time to discuss any player." He continued, "Gyökeres is a good player and scores a lot of goals, but we're not looking for a striker to replace Lewandowski because we want him to keep scoring goals." When asked about potential signings in January, Deco explained, "We've talked about it since the summer. The team is doing well, although we didn't expect Ter Stegen's issue, which was addressed by bringing in another goalkeeper. At the start of the season, we knew we'd recover Gavi and Frankie. Araujo and Christensen's situations were unexpected, but they will also be back soon. We'll soon have Christensen, Araujo, Ferran, and Eric back. I think we have good coverage across all positions." Marmoush as an election promotion in Barcelona. What's the story? Media reports have indicated that Barcelona's desire to make a major signing in the upcoming summer transfer window is nothing more than election hype. According to the Spanish newspaper AS, Eintracht Frankfurt player Omar Marmoush has become a part of the campaign in Barcelona's upcoming club elections. The report states that Barcelona wants to strengthen its attack, as the Egyptian national team player has shown impressive performances this season. The Catalan club is closely monitoring Marmoush's progress in the Bundesliga with Eintracht Frankfurt. AS also notes that Barcelona president Joan Laporta wants to create a major sensation to welcome the team back to Camp Nou after its renovations, as well as in preparation for the 2026 elections. Laporta reportedly aims to make a high-profile signing to excite Barcelona fans, given that Poland's Robert Lewandowski is now 36 years old. Frankie de Jong and Araujo ignore Barcelona's renewal offers. In recent hours, reports have revealed the stance of Barcelona duo Frankie de Jong and Ronald Araujo on renewing their contracts with the club in the near future. Barcelona's management is keen to extend the contracts of some key players, especially since several contracts will expire within the next 2 years. Ronald Araujo and Frankie de Jong's contracts are set to expire in June 2026, meaning their contracts will have just one more season left after the current season. Developments. Regarding the future of Frankie de Jong and Ronald Araujo. According to the Spanish newspaper Marca, the renewal of Frankie de Jong and Ronald Araujo's contracts has currently stalled due to their stance on renewing with the Catalan club. The report stated that both players continue to ignore renewal offers made by Barcelona in recent months. Frankie de Jong and Ronald Araujo are among the standout players at the club, but Barcelona's ongoing financial crisis could lead officials to consider selling them. Although Araujo is still recovering from an injury he sustained months ago, he is expected to return in early December.
Vâng, và trước khi tiếp tục video, thì các quý vị đang xem video thấy hay thì like, comment và đăng ký ủng hộ kênh với nhé. Một lần nữa xin chân thành cảm ơn quý vị rất nhiều.
Spain's coach surprises Barcelona fans. Luis de la Fuente, the head coach of the Spanish national team, held an interview with Radio Marca, where he discussed several issues concerning the Spanish squad ahead of the November international break. Spain is preparing to face Denmark on the 15th of November in the 5th round of the UEFA Nations League. In the 6th round, Spain will meet Switzerland on the 18th of November in the last group stage match of the tournament. When questioned about the criticism he faces from Barcelona fans over player selections, De La Fuente responded, "It's their role, and that's all they care about. Everyone defends their own interests, but I would like to remind everyone that the national team belongs to all of us, and we should be concerned with defending our collective interests." Will you always face criticism over Lamine Yamal? Yes, that's the case. Whatever we do, there's always a chance of someone criticizing. But criticism should be objective, as many of the comments have been nonsense. Regarding the decision not to call up Lamine Yamal to the Spanish squad, he clarified, "Let's be clear. If a player doesn't come, it's because I decided not to call him up or because he's not fit. There are no other possibilities, and we shouldn't think otherwise." In a surprising statement, De La Fuente expressed high praise for the progress Barcelona has made under the guidance of German coach Hansi Flick, describing Flick's approach as disciplined and organized, different from the style Barcelona has used in recent years. He shared his satisfaction with the performance of Spanish players at Barcelona, noting that Flick's philosophy has positively impacted their performance. This improvement could benefit the Spanish national team, especially with the growth of young players who elevate the team's standards. De La Fuente began by praising Flick's strict approach at Barcelona. Flick has brought a unique style based on complete discipline and integrated teamwork, something that has always characterized German teams. This approach may be relatively new to Barcelona, but it has clearly proven successful. The team is more organized, and there's a high tactical commitment that we haven't seen at this level of strictness in recent years. He affirmed that this disciplined style has reshaped Barcelona's defensive identity, making them stronger defensively and more capable of keeping clean sheets, something that had been challenging in previous periods. He continued, noting the noticeable change in Barcelona's playing style. Barcelona has always been known for their entertaining and distinctive tiki-taka style, an offensive approach relying on short passes and absolute possession of the ball. However, with Flick, we've seen a slight shift towards a more direct and effective approach. This doesn't mean abandoning the traditional Catalan identity, but blending it with a German-style discipline that focuses on results. Today, Barcelona doesn't hold possession just for the sake of it. There's a clear direction to balance between attack and defense, which increases the chances of winning and strengthens the team in major matches. De La Fuente also lauded Flick's ability to bring out the best in Barcelona's young players, such as Gavi, Pedri, and Ansu Fati, describing Flick as a coach who knows how to place players according to their strengths without forcing them into roles unsuited to their abilities. He said, Flick fully understands the players' capabilities and knows how to position each player in a way that matches their skills. This is important for the development of young players and gives them confidence, which greatly enhances their potential. We have a talented group of young players in the national team, and I believe that being under a coach like Flick gives them tactical maturity that will benefit us in the Spanish team. De La Fuente also voiced his admiration for Flick's strict commitment to discipline in training and matches. Flick is a coach who leaves no room for mistakes, which is crucial. I believe his strictness in training and his firm enforcement of rules for everyone, without exceptions, has fostered a deep respect among the players. Every player at Barcelona now knows exactly what is expected of them, and any shortfall is met with a clear response from the coach. This strict system reflects Flick's professionalism and unifies the team. He noted that Flick has added a new dimension to the team in terms of quick transitions between defense and attack. He said, "The team doesn't take long to switch from defense to attack. In recent matches, we've seen how Barcelona can quickly take advantage of transition moments and build dangerous attacks in a short time." Flick relies on quick passing and coordinated movement among the players, making the team appear faster and stronger on the pitch, a style well suited to modern football. As for the influence of Flick's style on Spanish players at Barcelona and its reflection on the national team, De La Fuente stated, "Certainly, having a coach with this level of professionalism positively impacts our young players at Barcelona, which is reflected in their performance for the national team. We see notable progress in the levels of Gavi, Pedri, and others, and this gives us an advantage in the national team, especially as they learn to play under strict tactical pressure and gain valuable experience in handling challenging matches." Regarding local and international competition, De La Fuente expressed his confidence in Barcelona's ability, under Flick's guidance, to compete for major titles. Barcelona today is a strong team with all the components needed to compete for domestic and European titles. Flick has significant experience in the Champions League and has already proven his success in the competition with Bayern Munich. I believe he can bring this experience to Barcelona, which will provide the team with an additional advantage in European competitions. Concluding his statements, De La Fuente sent a message of support to Hansi Flick and Barcelona's players, affirming that their success would have a positive impact on Spanish football overall. I believe that Barcelona's success under Flick would be a success for Spanish football. When Spanish players excel in their club, it reflects well on the national team. We support Barcelona and Hansi Flick, and we hope he continues to develop the team and lead them to titles, as this will elevate Spanish football on the international stage. Barcelona defies the odds in the Champions League. Barcelona has stunned everyone this season, exceeding expectations in both La Liga and the Champions League, where they currently lead domestically and compete strongly for a top European spot. Marca reported that coach Hansi Flick's impressive results have led betting agencies to adjust their odds in favor of Barcelona, which has now emerged as a top contender for major titles, despite the club's inability to make headline-grabbing signings, particularly in defense and midfield. One of the most memorable matches for Barcelona fans this season was their 4-1 victory over Bayern Munich, a club that has haunted them since their 8-2 defeat in the 2020 Champions League. Similarly, the spectacular 4-0 win against Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu in El Clásico, after also defeating Harry Kane's teammates, marked a significant leap for Flick's team, demonstrating to Europe that they are serious title contenders. With their recent 5-2 win over Red Star in Belgrade, Barcelona has positioned itself well for the knockout stages, leading Real Madrid by 3 points. What are the expectations for Real Madrid this season? Despite their 3-1 home loss to AC Milan, defending champions, Real Madrid remain in the race for their 16th title. So, which of the two Spanish giants is favored? According to Marca, they are rated equally, each with odds of 6.0, a clear victory for Barcelona, who closed the gap to become one of the primary contenders, whereas before the season, their odds were 3 times lower than those of Real Madrid. Barcelona has outperformed betting expectations, rising from 6th place in the list of contenders before the season. In just 3 months, they have overtaken Arsenal and Liverpool in the rankings and are now jointly second favorites with current champions Real Madrid.